Chili Crisp and chili oils offer an artisan version of the highly popular condiment, differentiate with unique oil bases, e.g. smoked sesame oil, and inclusions like dried black beans, crispy shallots, or various heirloom chilies. This is the ultimate kitchen glow-up. If you've ever stood in the international aisle of a grocery store, staring at that iconic jar with the red cap and the stern-looking woman on the label, you know the craving. Chili Crisp is more than a condiment. It's a lifestyle. But today, we are going to move past the mass-produced stuff. We are going to build an artisan version that is so layered, so crunchy, and so complex that you'll start carrying a small jar of it in your bag, just in case of a bland food emergency. To do this right, and I mean artisan right, we need to dive deep into the mechanics of flavor. We aren't just throwing flakes in oil. We are conducting a symphony of textures and temperatures. So, grab a drink, put on some music, and let's talk through the soul of the perfect chili crisp. The core philosophy, the 3 pillars of crunch. Before we even touch a knife, we have to understand what makes an artisan batch different from a standard batch. Most commercial jars use cheap soybean oil and a lot of MSG to do the heavy lifting. There's nothing wrong with that, but for our version, we want the ingredients themselves to do the talking. We focus on 3 things: the base, the crunch, and the umami. 1, the base oil, the foundation. Most people think the oil is just a delivery vehicle for the chilies. That's mistake number 1. In an artisan batch, the oil is the flavor. Instead of using a neutral oil that tastes like nothing, we're going to use a high smoke point oil like avocado or grapeseed, but infuse it with personality. We're talking about toasted peanut oils, or for a truly unique twist, a hint of smoked sesame oil. This creates a dark flavor profile, something that tastes like it's been simmering over a fire in the mountains. 2, the crunch, the architecture. A great chili crisp shouldn't just be spicy. It should be audible. You know, you want a variety of crunches. You want the shatter of a fried shallot, the snap of a garlic chip, and the chewy, salty pop of a fermented black bean. This is the difference between sauce and a texture bomb. And 3, the umami, the soul. This is that savory X factor that makes you keep coming back for one more spoonful. In the artisan world, we skip the chemical shortcuts and go for things like dried shiitake mushroom powder, fermented dushi, black beans, and heirloom chilies that have their own natural sweetness and funk. Setting the stage, your artisan toolkit. Let's get our mise en place, that's just fancy chef speak for getting your stuff together, ready. Imagine your kitchen counter split into 3 zones. Zone 1, the aromatics. These are your fresh ingredients. You'll want shallots, and don't be shy here. Shallots have a higher sugar content than onions, which means they caramelize into this beautiful, brittle, candy-like texture when fried. Then you need garlic. We aren't mincing it into a paste. We are slicing it into thin coins. When these fry up, they become garlic chips. Finally, get some ginger. We're just going to use big slices of it to perfume the oil, then we'll take them out. Think of it like a tea bag for your oil. Zone 2, the chili blend. No, don't just grab a bag of generic red pepper flakes. For an artisan jar, we want a blend. Guajillo chiles. These are mild and provide a deep red color and a fruity, almost cranberry-like undertone. Arbol chiles, these bring the heat. They are bright and sharp. Urfa Biber, if you can find this Turkish pepper, use it. It's dark, oily, and tastes like raisins and tobacco. It adds a goth vibe to your oil that is absolutely incredible. Sichuan peppercorns. These don't bring heat. They bring tingle. They numb your tongue slightly. Sensation called which actually allows you to taste the other flavors more clearly. Zone 3, the extra bits. This is where you make it yours. Fermented black beans, duchi, are essential for that savory funk. Mushroom powder, you can just grind up dried porcini or shiitakes. Adds a forest floor depth. A little bit of star anise and a cinnamon stick will simmer in the oil to provide a ghostly hint of sweetness that balances the spice. The step-by-step ritual. Step 1, the low and slow infusion. We start with the liquid gold phase. Put 2 cups of your neutral oil into a heavy pot. Drop in your ginger coins, your star anise, and that cinnamon stick. Turn the heat to medium-low. We aren't looking for a boil. We want a gentle, lazy bubble. This is like a spa day for your spices. Let them hang out for about 15 minutes. The oil will turn a slightly golden hue, and your kitchen will start to smell like a high-end spice market. Once the ginger looks a bit shriveled, use a slotted spoon to fish everything out. You've just created a flavored base. Step 2, the master fry. Now we turn the heat up just a notch. It's time to fry the shallots and garlic. This is the most stressful part, but also the most rewarding. Drop the shallots in first. They have a lot of water in them, so the oil will bubble up like crazy. Keep stirring. You're waiting for that moment when they turn from white to a pale sandy blonde. Watch out. The transition from perfectly golden to burnt and bitter happens in about 4 seconds. Use a strainer to pull them out while they still look a little too light. They will continue to cook in their own heat on the paper towel. Repeat this with the garlic chips. These go even faster. Once they are crispy and golden, set them aside. You now have the crisp part of your chili crisp. Step 3, the flavor nest in a big heat-proof bowl, metal or thick ceramic, no plastic. Build your nest, put in all your chili flakes, your chopped fermented black beans, a good pinch of salt, a teaspoon of sugar, and your mushroom powder. Give it a toss. This dry mixture is sitting there, waiting for the oil to wake it up. Step 4, the bloom. This is the dramatic part. Take your pot of flavored oil, which should be hot but not smoking. Aim for about 240 degrees if you're a nerd with a thermometer. Slowly, carefully, pour that hot oil over your chili nest. It will sizzle, it will foam, the air will fill with the smell of toasted peppers. This is blooming. The heat of the oil is extracting the capsaicin, the spicy stuff, and the pigments, turning the oil a brilliant, translucent ruby red. Stir it gently with a metal spoon and let it sit. Step 5, the final reunion. Wait until the oil has cooled down so it's just warm to the touch. If you add your fried shallots and garlic back in while the oil is boiling hot, they will absorb the oil and turn into mush. We want them to stay like little shards of glass. Once it's cool, fold in the shallots, the garlic, and a generous pour of your smoked sesame oil. Add a tiny splash of soy sauce for a hit of salt and moisture. This is also when you'd add toasted sesame seeds or crushed peanuts if you want that extra crunch layer. The secret ingredient, patience. I know you want to eat it right now. I know it smells incredible. But here is the artisan secret. Wait 24 hours. Chili crisp is like a good chili or a stew. It needs time for the flavors to marry. The oil needs to soak into the black beans, and the smokiness of the sesame needs to permeate the chili flakes. Put it in a jar, leave it on the counter overnight, and taste it tomorrow. It will be a completely different animal. How to live your best chili crisp life. Now that you have this jar of Artisan liquid gold, what do you do with it? Sure, you can put it on noodles. That's the classic move. But let's get weird with it. The breakfast move, fry 2 eggs in a little bit of the chili oil itself, then top the finished eggs with a massive scoop of the crunch. The way the spicy oil cuts through a runny yolk is purely spiritual. The sweet move. Trust me on this. Put a spoonful over a high-quality vanilla bean ice cream. The saltiness of the black beans and the heat of the chilies against the cold, creamy sugar is a culinary roller coaster. The veggie move. Take some broccolini or carrots, roast them until they are charred, and then toss them in the crisp while they are still hot. It turns a boring side dish into the star of the show. why this matters. In a world of fast food and instant gratification, taking 2 hours to slice shallots and ginger, to carefully monitor oil temperatures, and to hand blend heirloom chilies is an act of rebellion. You are creating something that cannot be replicated by a machine. Every batch you make will be slightly different. Maybe one is a little smokier, maybe one has a bit more tingle. That's what makes it artisan. It's yours. It's a reflection of your palate and your patience. So, go forth and get crunchy. Once you've had the house-made version, you'll never look at that grocery store shelf the same way again.